Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, Red Elevator. I'm Nina Takesh. This is the infamous Red Elevator, and today we are going to talk about how to transform your space with wallpaper. This is going to be so fun. Follow me. And since so many of you ask you, today I am wearing an adorable actual poplin cotton green springy dress from Vince. This dress is beautiful in the back as it has two really interesting bows and creates a lot of visual interest. I absolutely love this dress. One of the easiest, most compelling ways to really transform your space is by using wallpaper. I know that sounds obvious, but what and how and where, and those are the things that we're going to talk about, especially now since wallpaper, especially incredible wallpaper, is finally available. Wallpaper can be costly, so it's very important that you make your selection, especially since it's going to be on your walls for quite some time, wisely. The way that you want to do that is that you need to consider your space. One of the greatest ways that you can transform your space is by using hand-painted wallpaper. I would like you guys to look at how this wallpaper is being applied. It is not just being applied to walls, but as you can see, it's being applied to moldings, inside of moldings, on top of furniture. And the vibe that it's creating is one that is very extraordinary and transformative. And in a way, it is transporting you into a different space. One of the reasons I really wanted to do this segment is because we are now currently using, in some of our biggest multi-million-dollar projects, wallpaper that is extremely different. And what I mean by that is that these wallpapers have texture. As you're going to see in these photos, you're going to see wallpaper that looks sometimes like concrete. They look like Venetian plaster. You have ones that are ultra suede, and so they're reminiscent of Venetian plaster, and it's done beautifully. These wallpapers transform your room. We're going to have suggestions of the wallpapers that we love in the comment section below so that you too can transform your space. One of the vendors that we use quite often that I wanted to share with you is Phillip Jeffries. So what Phillip Jeffries does, and is very well known for, that really transforms a small space or even a bigger space, is bring that kind of linen texture, whether it be sisal or seagrass, into the space. And we do this quite often in powder rooms. Look at the transformation in these bathrooms. These are all Phillip Jeffries wallpapers, which we tend to use quite a bit of, and I do give it definitely a thumbs up. Again, I want to thank all of you for being such loyal, wonderful, kind subscribers, and ask you please to take that 1 second right now to subscribe to this channel. That way you'll get the alerts of when we're going live and when you're going to be able to see all these great tips on how to transform all of your spaces. Another great, very trendy, and I hate to use the word trendy because I believe in design should be classical, but a way to really change the aura of a room or to give it a little bit of originality would be to use wallpaper on your ceilings. Now you got to be careful with that. Not just any wallpaper on the ceiling will do. It has to be something similar to the photos that we are posting in this video of things that we believe look good. Now you can have white walls and a completely wallpaper ceiling, and look at the transformation that you're able to see in these photos. Something that a lot of us forget, even designers, is looking at the scale of the pattern. If you have a giant room, do not pick a teeny tiny itty bitty weedy pattern. It'll just look like nothing really from a distance. It'll just look like a single color. And vice versa, if you have a tiny little room, you do not want a giant pattern. So keep in mind, by looking at the details in the description box of your wallpaper, how big the pattern is. It always makes sense to do the research, read the description in the web page that you're purchasing from before you purchase. If you are shy and trepidatious about putting in wallpaper, I would suggest transforming a very small room. I also love to use it in powder rooms, and I love to use a bold wow pattern and color in a small space that you don't frequent very often, such as a powder room. If you don't frequent that space, you are more willing to do something bold and fun in that room, and your guests will always have something to say about your choice of wallpaper. My last tip about wallpaper, which I think is probably one of my favorites, is using wallpaper in places that are not expected. And What I mean by that is putting it, for example, in a wardrobe. For instance, if you open a gorgeous wardrobe, let's say an old antique, I'm visualizing wardrobe with a beautiful Liberty of London type of wallpaper inside either the drawers or inside the doors or inside a closet. These images that you are seeing are ways of using wallpaper in smaller spaces that are completely unexpected, that are going to have a very big impact in your design aesthetic. All right, my friends, we're gonna do this outro in one take. I already made a mistake, but I'm gonna keep going because I'm gonna pretend that this was done beautifully, perfectly in one full sweep. So thank you for joining me on this episode. Are you going to try some of these wallpaper techniques? I wanna know, let me know below. I can't wait to see you all next week on the red elevator. Oops, even the cinematographer had a little bit of an oopsie.